Proof of financial responsibility. Today's video is about one of the most boring things I have to deal with, but it actually has a huge impact on my clients' lives. So, typical scenario is this. A person is involved in a DUI, perhaps any other crime involving a car, or they're in an auto crash, or they've gotten 2 tickets within a calendar year, or any time in their life they've got a conviction for operating with no insurance, and then they get a ticket 2, 3 years later. Essentially, you're entered into the world's worst lottery, and basically the BMV is going to check to see if you had insurance on the day one of those incidents occurred. So let's just kind of walk through that a little bit. But basically, the BMV will send you a letter. I've actually seen like this postcard looking thing that perforated edges. You got to open it up, but it'll say, hey, listen, you had an accident, a conviction, a ticket on such and such date. You need to have your insurance company send over proof that you had automobile insurance on the day of that incident. And so the letter / postcard, super easy to ignore, super easy not to realize how important that little document is, but you definitely want to open it. Anything from the BMV, you want to be opening that and checking it out. And so, why are they sending this to you? Well, essentially, this is the BMV's way of spot checking, determining if somebody had insurance. And so we all know that Indiana, the minimum coverage is $25.50, meaning if you're in an automobile accident and you hit somebody and they're injured, there's a minimum of $25,000 available to help them with compensation for pain and suffering, medical bills, whatnot. If there's multiple people involved in that accident, there's a pool of at least $50,000. So that's the minimum coverage. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, oh, that's all I need, you definitely want to have more than the minimum coverage if you can. Not everyone can afford that, and that's okay too. But those are the minimum coverage, and that's why Indiana's spot checking when one of these incidents happens. They're trying to make sure the person has insurance. And so the only person that can send proof of insurance is the insurance company. An attorney can't do it. A client can't do it. Only the insurance company can send over what's called a certificate of compliance showing that the person had insurance. So if you get this document in the mail, immediately call your insurance company, or even easier, if you have a dedicated insurance agent, reach out to them first. They'll give you in the right direction, but you can't ignore that. And basically the insurance company is going to send proof that the person had at least the minimum coverage in Indiana on the day of the incident. The BMV typically allows plenty of time to inform the BMV that you had insurance. I think I've seen 90 days. I think I've seen a little bit less than that in some cases, but right now it seems to be a few months. So if you get this, you don't got to drop everything and get it done that day, but it's something you definitely don't want to ignore. So what are the problems that I see as an attorney trying to help people get back on the road? Well, the first problem is, well, Mark, I have insurance now, but I didn't have insurance the day I got the DUI or got in the automobile incident or got those tickets. Well, that's a problem. Your driver's license is going to be suspended, and the Indiana BMV is going to require you to carry SR22 insurance for like 3 years minimum. SR22 insurance isn't cost prohibitive, but it's definitely an expensive monthly expense. And I know that's not fun to pay money you don't have to. So have insurance. The second big problem I see is, well, Mark, I was driving somebody else's car. I don't have access to that insurance information. Well, if you're driving a company vehicle or a rental, there's actually forms for that for the state of Indiana. You give to your employer or rental company, and they'll take care of that, assuming that there was insurance. More likely, though, what I see is somebody borrows somebody's car. They get in an accident or get a DUI or any kind of crime involving a car. And then they're like, hey, Mark, well, I didn't have insurance. I borrowed the vehicle from my friend, my neighbor, whatever. That's when things get kind of tricky, because if you're good friends with this person, you can just simply give the information to them and their insurance company will fill it out. What I have seen, though, is that people are like, I'm not getting my insurance involved for you messing up. And if you can't get your friend, neighbor, whatever to play ball, the B&B is going to treat you as if you had no insurance. If that happens, talk to an attorney that might be able to write a letter, because again, it's going to cost you money every month with SR22 insurance. You're going to have a license suspension. So if you truly do believe you had insurance through somebody else, you might be able to have an attorney help you coordinate that. But ultimately, if they won't play ball, you're going to be treated as if you didn't have insurance. Not as common, but does happen, is that people truly did believe when they let somebody borrow their car, they were insured. But it turns out their insurance actually prohibited any other driver. That's why the insurance company was able to charge such a low premium for that person, because the only person insured was the person paying the policy. That does happen where somebody legitimately thought they were insured, they weren't. Unfortunately, the B&V is still going to treat the driver as if they were not insured, and you're going to have a license suspension, and you're going to have that SR22 requirement. Again, not fun, not fair, but that's the reality we're dealing with here. If your license is suspended because you did not have proof of financial responsibility, because you didn't have insurance on the day of the accident, criminal act, whatever, Indiana law does allow specialized driving privileges. Again, not the funnest thing in the world, but at least let you drive to and from work, life's necessities. You have to get a judge to order that. You're likely going to have to get an attorney involved. The moral of the story, and this video in particular, is have insurance on your vehicle. It's a good idea no matter what. If you don't own a car and are borrowing someone's car, be sure that they have insurance. If you're not sure, or they won't show you the declaration page or the insurance card, you can actually get a non-owner's policy from an insurance company. And I don't think it's definitely not free, but it's not the most expensive thing in the world. And the second moral of the story is don't ignore anything from the B&V, even if it doesn't look substantial, even if it looks flimsy in an envelope or a little postcard, you want to open that up. If you have any questions about your driver's license, give us a call, 317-632-3642. I never intended to be the driver's license attorney, but because of so many things that I do involving DUIs, automobile crashes, and whatnot, I know a lot about driver's license. Give me a call if you have any questions. You have a great day. Oh, yeah, and remember, always plead the fifth.